So, there's a small YouTube channel named the BOP House. Damn it, they deleted their channel. What a bunch of losers. Once they bring a minor on and they rightfully get dookied on by the YouTube community, they cower and penetrate this button harder than they've ever been penetrated by the small, lonely peepee that they use in their videos. And rightfully so, they started doing work with Piper Rockelle, a minor. In case you didn't know, they make porn. Yeah, not a really good look on their part. But oh boy, there's so much more than what meets the eye. And to give you all a debrief on the situation, Piper Rockelle is a kid's YouTube content creator. One that I have made like 1.5 videos on her, I guess. And this is probably the second time I've made a video dedicated to Piper Rockelle. But I've also added the Bob House here just because number one, free money, baby. And number two, they're heavily implicated in this as well. And additionally, I found the subreddit where they were talking about Piper Rockelle and how exploitative it is, and then also how she's on 21st Century Babes or something like that. That is just the weirdest thing to even think about if you really think about it. Putting an underage kid in 21st Century Babes, that is just such a weird and creepy thing. Reddit really does live up to its behavior, honestly. And I'm simply here to provide everyone the proper information that they need in order to make their own conclusions. I do not encourage the harassment of these people whatsoever. I'm simply spreading the knowledge the public wants to know in regards to the Bob House, Piper Rockelle's past, and the blatant and gross exploitation of this minor. And furthermore, these are all simply allegations, and nothing in this video is confirmed to be true beyond a shadow of a doubt. I'm simply here to show everyone what I've discovered, along with pitching my personal experience to decode this really weird and wacky mystery. And also, I'm just providing like public information. This is all public information. You can access all of what I say on here, and maybe a little bit with some math with Sophie Rain faking her earnings, but we'll get to that in a little bit. And to all the members of the BOP House watching this video, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you. Not romantically either. I hope you keep crying yourself to sleep knowing the things you've done to promote your brand in the worst way possible. Clearly one of your other members has. You wanted negativity, right? After all, Camilla, you've been completely fine with letting your brother, who still drank apple juice from a paper carton during that time, promote your OnlyFans just so you could, in your selfish greed, make a quick buck. And Alina Rose seems to have been one of those meta streamers or streamers that try to advertise their sexual content in very strange ways on Twitch, judging from her YouTube channel, and who knows what the others have done behind the cameras. So if you want negativity, if you want bad press, I'll give you all bad press. Well, besides Ava Reyes, I couldn't really find anything on her. I did find a few things, but they were only relating to her, but they weren't centered around her. But anyways, I'll get to that in a moment. And if you're wondering what's up with her name not being here, it's just because I couldn't really find anything on her since her internet presence is relatively small, and for good reason. I'll tell you all in a little bit. Also, before we begin, I would like to talk about my first sponsor ever. Well, not really sponsoring it like in terms of money, but I mean, they did give me this thumbnail, so, I wanted to do something back, and they were like, oh yeah, you can shout out my car detailing business, and I'm like, okay. But anyways, big shout out to Glow Auto Detailing for sponsoring today's video. If you're in need of some high quality car detailing, check them out. They're currently offering an amazing March deal with both exterior and interior detailing for only $80. Plus they come to you, making it really easy to get your car looking much better. Interior steam treatment, UV protection, and great customer service are all included. Support this awesome business while giving your car the care it deserves. Book now at Glow Auto Detailing on Instagram or call 56 22 30 58 97, and let's keep our cars looking great. And with that being said, thank you very much for today's sponsor, and let's begin. Also, I'm gonna try and keep calm throughout the video, but you're gonna hear a lot of voice cracks and a lot of me just genuinely tweaking out because of the things that I discovered about the Bop House. So yeah, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Alright, with that being said, let's begin. On the previous season of this anime, I talked about 3 out of the 8 members of the Bob House, talking about how Camilla Araujo endangered the lives of some kids by allowing a kid to get into a car that was blatantly being recklessly driven by some random douche and was using kids to promote her OnlyFans. Alina Rose was one of those meta streamers and disrespected her boyfriend by giving his friends a twerk fest. And apparently the Bop House is a family business because Sophie Rain and Aishah Sophie are cousins, or the two cousins, quote unquote, are not really cousins anymore, and they just like clickbaiting incest, which I don't even know what's worse. Now, let's get started with this season of the anime. Piper Rockelle apparently recently launched a platform where it's pretty much just a trailer to see her butt booty naked. I don't know how true this is. I couldn't find the website itself, thank God. But if it actually does exist, because so many people are saying, oh, she launched a website, and I'm like, I don't really see it, but thank God I didn't. But if it does actually exist, there's so many reasons why it's messed up, but I'll state this right now. If you support this in any way whatsoever, such as purchasing this subscription, buying photos, buying whatever merch from that website. I mean, if you buy Piper Rockelle merch, I don't really care, but if you buy from that one specific website, you are a pedophile. You are objectively a pedophile. You are supporting the sexualization of a minor, and you are messed up in the head, and you need to turn yourself in and seek mental therapy ASAP. Not only that, the BOP House is giving Piper Rockelle and her mother more business by bringing Piper onto their platforms. This is blatant sexualization of a minor. How the hell is this stuff not taken down? Additionally, this is pretty messed up, and shout out to the quartering from the source. I went to go find the source itself while I was doing research on this, but there have been sources that state that Piper's mother apparently sent Piper's used underwear to a fan. I'm flabbergasted. I am appalled. I am bamboozled. I don't even need to say anything on this. This is just absolutely messed up for so many blatantly apparent reasons. And if you do not see a problem with this 17-year-old kid sending used underwear to fans, I don't know what else to tell you. And not only that, I did some more digging, and like a Californian in 1848, I found a lot of gold. But instead of the gold being valuable and making me happy, it just made me sad and depressed. I found a short from a while back where apparently Piper was talking about her allergy to the cold called cold urticaria. And as someone who actually had it for a short period of time during COVID, it hurts like Satan's right nipple hair just shooting through your pancreas. But the point is, why the hell would you have your own kid display her allergy for content? You're putting her in danger. And even though it is probable and a tad bit more likely that Piper's the one who created the idea, why would the mother allow Piper to post herself just hurting herself for gits and shiggles, as well as having another kid, mind you, be right next to peanuts when she has a peanut allergy? That sucks actual nuts, man, and not just peanuts too, but it sucks 250 bitter almonds type of sucky. You're putting kids next to food that could probably kill them if they so much as make contact with them. And sure, there is probably an adult behind the camera. It sounds like an adult behind the camera. But even then, kids should not have to put themselves on the line for a few more numbers. And this is the stuff that the BOP House is supporting. They are allowing Piper Rockelle's brand to grow even more, and honestly, I don't even blame the BOP House entirely. I blame the pedophiles who support the purchasing of provocative imagery. But just the fact that the BOP House is chilling and just letting Piper hop onto their brothel is just wild. And I will keep repeating this until the cows come home. Because you are collaborating with Piper Rockelle, you are introducing her to a new audience, or you're introducing your audience to her, whatever way possible. It's still bad, and a creepy audience at that, to look at a minor in the context that a minor should not be in. Additionally, the shorts that I've seen, and I'm not showing a pixel of this because what the hell, that's weird. And don't worry, I'm a minor myself. I'm in the clear for now, officer. I am innocent. Don't worry about it. Which makes this entire thing even worse, by the way. But anyways, she's wearing, if you can believe this, a transparent outer layer with like a very high cut top and freaking booty shorts. No minor should be in these types of clothes whatsoever. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so sorry for peeking the mic, guys. But I just did some additional research, and like I was looking at back because I forgot the time span where Camilla Araujo brought on James Charles, and then like between the time of James Charles and Piper Rockelle, Camilla Araujo collaborated with James Charles 1 day ago, March 10th, 2025. He brought on Piper Rockelle, and then he brought on Camilla Araujo. That is so messed up, and I know that James Charles is homosexual, but it's still weird regardless of James Charles' sexuality. He brought on an alleged pedophile, and he also brought on Piper Rockelle. That do I even need to say anything else? That is that's absolutely sickening. My prediction right now, Bob House is going to be exposed as a small-scale Epstein Island. I'm not even joking. They brought on James Charles and they brought on Piper Rockelle at relatively the same time period. You cannot tell me that's weird. You cannot tell me that's weird otherwise. That is so weird. The Bop House is absolutely disgusting. They brought on an alleged pedophile, and then they brought on Piper Rockelle. That is gross. Like, I don't know, guys. In my opinion, that is pretty freaking weird. Like, do I need to say anything else? Like, she's collaborating with freaking James Charles, the one who allegedly had inappropriate messages sent to minors, later admitted to sending them saying he didn't know, and then came out and said that those screenshots are faked when he admitted to sending those messages. And combined with the fact that they're bringing on Piper Rockelle, that's just gross, man. I know that James Charles is homosexual, but it's still weird regardless of his sexuality. Just because James Charles is homosexual, that does not mean that he deserves any less scrutiny if those allegations are true, which he admitted that those are true. And I'm gonna predict it right now, the Bop House will probably be exposed for being a small-scale version of Epstein Island. Mark it in your predictions list. I'm gonna say probably around July. I'm calling it right now. But anyways, you get the idea. Bringing on James Charles and then bringing on Piper Rockelle is freaking wild work. I don't have much else to say about Camilla because I was critical enough of her in the last video. And I was going to talk about the Santos and Astravina podcast, but it got a little bit muddy and the allegations of Camilla forcing Santos to drink before the podcast and that type of stuff got really muddy. And since I can't really find anything on that, I think you guys should decide if you really care enough to look into that. I don't really know about that. I can't say anything about that for sure. But one thing's for certain, Camilla, you are one wild animal, bro. You are diabolical. You are disgusting. That is just sickening. What in the hell? And another thing that I want to call, I finally calmed down. Don't worry, guys. I'm good. Not only has she collaborated with James Charles, she also said that anyone who buys Julia Filippo's OnlyFans is weird and sick and stuff like that because she looks like a kid.
$54,000? Y'all are sick because she looks 12. Y'all are weird. Where? I bet it. I don't even know what to say. $54,000 in a week.
Well, if she looks like a kid, why are you bringing her on? And yeah, this podcast is probably faked or it was scripted or whatever. Most likely is. But the bottom of the line of the rebuttal is that it's probably not that serious of a podcast. However, just the fact that you posted this and scripted it shows that you, at the very least, thought of the idea that she looks like a kid. That's objectively weird. That is objectively weird. You acknowledge that she at least looks like a kid, enough to fake this podcast episode and call everyone who buys her OnlyFans sick creeps for looking at someone who looks like a kid in that way. And I honestly don't even know if these podcasts are faked. I'm getting mixed up sources saying, yeah, it's a podcast, or nah, it ain't real. But if you guys could let me know in the comments, that would be pretty cool beans. I don't even know if these podcasts are fake or not. But bottom of the barrel is that you are an absolute hypocrite in terms of that as well. In terms of like saying, oh, child sexualization is bad. Meanwhile, you have someone who you think looks like a kid. And you even brought on some kids going like, yeah, child promoting porn, that's kind of bad. But you still do it anyways. That doesn't make any sense. That's like not two-way, that's like a one-way thing. Rules for thee and not for me. Let's move on to Sophie Rain, and I have so much to make fun of her for that you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm giddy with excitement like a kid who just got 50 Lego sets for Christmas and just want to grow an extra set of limbs and assemble it all at the same time. But anyways, let's first start off with the OnlyFans family business. Apparently being an OnlyFans model is as hereditary as STDs because Sophie Rain and Sierra Rain are both blood-related sisters. A lot of news outlets have come out and said, oh, these people are blood-related sisters. But even if they were stepsisters, I would have made fun of them. But at least they wouldn't be blood-related. However, according to a few private sources or a few news outlets, they apparently did a collaboration on OnlyFans. Not gonna leak it because that's illegal, but here's some proof on their social medias, I guess, as well as Wikitubia or Wikipedia and a few other sources that say it. Yeah, the blood-related sisters did a collaboration on OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain to you why that is a bad idea. Just thinking about my family makes my balls shrivel up and implode like the submersible, and my pee-pee shoots back into my body like the Incredibles ride at Disneyland. But here we are, Sophie and Sierra sucking and salivating on the same sausage. I know, I'm such a poet, you can clap now. But anyways, this is borderline incest baiting, and this fulfills a sick fantasy that people seem to have for some reason. I don't know, but that's just weird, man. You're having sex with the same guy at the same time, I think. I don't know what the video looks like, with your blood-related sister, and that's just such a weird thing to do because that's doing sexual acts with your family. That breaks so many boundaries that we should not have the habit of crossing. Sex and family are the antithesis of each other. So if you buy Sophie or Sierra Rain's products, then you pretty much are supporting two sisters who have collaborated with each other doing some not so friendly family stuff with family. That makes you, in my humble opinion, a weirdo. A certified weirdo who got your degree of weirdo-ness from the University of Weirdo. I don't know. You're a creep. And another thing that I would like to talk about for Sophie Rain is that apparently, according to an interview she did with Aiden Ross, she and Aishah Sophie are actually friends and not cousins.
Oh, yeah. I have a really good close friends. Aishah, she's one of them. I don't know if you've seen her.
Aishah?
Yeah, I make a lot of TikToks with her. Aishah Curry?
Who you talking about? Wait, you said her name?
Sophie.
I have no clue how I missed the mark on that one. So yeah, obviously that's just incest baiting kind of, which is still weird, but she is still a sister fondler, so that's honestly just much worse. I just prefer it if she was just doing the do with her cousin, because at least they're 3 branches-ish apart instead of on the same leaves of the same branch of the family tree. You're like, hot damn, brother. But anyways, yeah, my apologies, original gangsters. That was a huge whoopsie. I just saw that and took it at face value because that was more likely to be a PR stunt than anything at the end of the day. But I was like, yeah, I mean, it's coming from them, so I kind of just took them at face value there. And I definitely done goofed up there. But what is confirmed by everyone is that Sierra and Sophie Rain did a collab on OnlyFans for cash, which is still weird. And again, I don't know what happened in whatever collaboration they did because I don't have access to the video itself, nor do I have access to their OnlyFans. But I can confirm that they did collaborate with each other, which is weird enough to me to include that in the video. One final thing I would like to talk about for Sophie Rain is her income. And guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. And now the income segment where I calculated her income. According to the same live stream that I presented earlier to disprove the Aishah and Sophie are cousins shtick that she and I went on, Aiden Ross plays one high-low with her. He throws out one number, she says higher or lower, that's how it works. And again, as everyone knows, she states that she made a net profit of 43 million US dollars. Or 33,306,223 European pounds. Or, I don't know, there's another name for it. I don't know, European pounds in 12 months. We're going by months here. You'll see in a moment why that's important. And even though I said that it's her net profit, that's actually her gross profit. So my apologies for that misconception as well. She made 43 million in gross profits and a few extra 100,000. But trust me, she's going to need the conservative estimates. Furthermore, because I am still just a kid, and thus I don't have professional qualifications whatsoever, so take this all with a grain of salt. I don't know anything about finances whatsoever, but when I made those calculations in my previous video, I did not account for self-employment taxes, which I didn't even know those were a thing, which is such a beach. But anyways, I learned a lot more about finances since I'm going to become monetized in the future, which means that I should probably know about some of this stuff in advance, so I can extrapolate from Florida law to Californian law what to expect in terms of finances. For Florida law, at least, we need to account for self-employment tax, which is 15.3%, in which 12.4% is for Social Security and 2.9% is for Medicare. Florida business tax, which I believe still remains the same with 5.5%, but some other sources have given lower numbers, but we're sticking with 5.5% because that's just what most sources have agreed upon anyways. Overall, my estimate is around 20.8% of a gross income will be deducted, meaning that you would have 34,056,000 US dollars, or 26,378,529 European pounds. Divide that by 12, we get 2,838,000 US dollars, or 2,198,211 pounds. Take away 20% as OnlyFans commission, subtract 25,000 US dollars, or 19,364 pounds for an average monthly PR team fee, which is literally just as insignificant as piss. And she should be making around $2 million a month. I shaved off 245,000 US dollars, or 189,768 pounds, because she might be buying some stuff behind the scenes, I guess, as business expense or something. However, here in this clip, she says that she makes less than 500,000 US dollars, or 387,282 pounds a month.
One number. I get one number. How much you gonna make a month? Higher or lower? That's it.
A month?
Yes. Come on.
Okay.
All right. Chat, what number do I say? Let's see here. Damn, I mean, like, I see you all over Twitter. Like, let me think real quick. You got to be making, like, all right, 500K.
Lower.
Oh, okay.
So, honestly, I'm even more inclined not to believe her after this clip. And furthermore, yes, I'm going to be paranoid here. The screenshot is kind of cropped out, so I kind of feel like maybe she either edited it, or if it was on her phone, just straight up drew some numbers over there really well. And I don't have any evidence to back up that last part of what she's doing to have possibly done to fudge the numbers, but I'm just throwing out speculation as to what she could possibly be doing as to what actually happened in terms of her actual income. But my math probably lines up. I'm just a kid. I don't know how taxes work, so let me know in the comments if I did anything wrong. And yeah, maybe again, I'm getting clipped farm here probably. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, and maybe I'm being stupid, and this entire video freaking sucks. However, I personally just think that her PR team had her pretend to leak these numbers to really advertise her OnlyFans, or OnlyFans themselves asked Sophie Rain, hey, can you like leak these fake numbers real quick? Maybe OnlyFans changed the numbers, I don't know. But anyways, yeah, just getting everyone getting disgusted at how much she makes as foreign nurse anesthesiast would make in a year. And yeah, that's really about it for Sophie Rain. That's all I really got for now. Who knows, maybe I'm getting farmed again, but that's just from what I've seen, and who knows, maybe there's some other stuff that I have not been aware of, but for now, that's all I really know about Sophie Rain, I guess. So, Aishah Sophie is just another one who I haven't really found much dirt on again for the most part. Other than her bringing other minors, or not bringing minors into the BOP house, but she does do minors, and like she does dance with minors. And on top of that, before I continue on, I really want to like this clip is out of context, by the way. Like, this clip is out of context. This is not meant to be used against her in any way whatsoever. But I found a clip of Aishah on TikTok saying you will never be old enough to join the BOP house, because apparently any age is acceptable, apparently, so that's just really poetic. Let's play the clip.
Am I too old to go to the BOP house?
Tana! Oh my god, no, you are not too old to come to the BOP house. You never will be too old to come to the BOP house. You are the OG BOP, okay? Hefner is literally our BOP anthem. It's on repeat in the house at all times. Listen, you're gonna get a DM from me. You're officially invited to the BOP house. Our lives are going to be made after this, and we're going to see you soon. Love you, Fuki.
So, putting aside that one clip where she's like, you're never too old to join the BOP house, she used a kid in this screenshot in some village in the Philippines while recording a video. So, there's generally no excuse. What the hell is up with members of the BOP house using minors in their pages that promote their OnlyFans? That's just really messed up, in my opinion, at least. People seem to support this somehow. And to be fair, it is the internet, but you do get the idea. She's also not innocent when it comes to using minors. She's more guilty than Johnny eating out of the frickin' cookie jar. But because I'm not satisfied, and also because I don't have much else to say on her, let's take a look at her final response to the drama, shall we? Well, the only reason why I'm looking at her final response is because I don't really care about the others, because this one is just such really horrible takes that I just had to throw that in there.
You know what, guys? I would be just as mad as you if Piper was joining the BOP house, but that's not what's happening, and that's not reality. If it were our intention for her to turn 18 and then join the BOP house, I would understand and I would be mad too, but it's not. That's literally not what's happening. Every single girl in the house is against her joining the BOP house. And if for some reason she just ended up joining the BOP house, which she isn't, I personally would be the first to leave. So let's please stop jumping to conclusions. It was literally just a TikTok collab, and I'm not talking about this anymore.
Wow, what a stinker of a response. You acknowledge that it's bad for Piper Rockelle to join the BOP house. You know that the work you do is messed up, and kids shouldn't be joining the BOP house. But when it comes to helping you promote your OnlyFans to work with someone who primarily has an audience of kids, it's all okie dokie. That makes no sense at all. And on top of this, on top of all of this, you have the balls, the jueves, the pelotas, the family jewels to say that everyone is against Piper Rockelle joining the BOP house. That's gotta be some of the dumbest dookie I've ever had the displeasure of granting permission to enter my ears with. Chaos theory makes more sense than what just came out of your mouth. Quantum physics could have been taught to a 7-year-old before a child could learn the meaning of what you just said. And again, you and the BOP house were literally looking over auditions from Piper Rockelle. Liar, liar, pants on fire, go get your BBL blown out by a quagmire. Like, why are you lying? You're blatantly lying. Another thing that I found out was that Aishah Sophie collaborated with Joyce May at an even earlier date than Sophie Rain, and at this time Joyce would have been 17 years and 4 months old. Aishah Sophie would have been 21 years and 1 month old. Y'all are a bunch of messed up people. She still maintains the narrative that she, Sophie Rain, and Aishah Sophie are cousins, and that I don't think they are, mathematically speaking, I don't think that Joyce can be full Chinese while the other two are like full Filipino. But my friends did tell me that is possible. I just don't see that being possible, but that's not how it works. But I mean, take that what you will. I mean, I don't really know. I don't think so. But then again, I could be completely wrong. Not too sure about the cousins part, but that shouldn't even matter either. I don't know about y'all, but in my opinion, a 21-year-old has no business collaborating with a 17-year-old in what I think is scantily clad clothing. And sure, it's in an appropriate context. They're like on the beach or something like that. Especially if it's your cousin. Just because it's your cousin, that doesn't make things any better. That just makes things worse. Now, moving on to Summer Iris. I've done some digging into Summer Iris, and there isn't much she's done lately because her latest internet presence I could find, or like her earliest internet presence, dates back to approximately September 2nd, 2023. And since her internet presence is a bit young and lacking, only going by about a year and a quarter, I can't really find much on her. The only thing I can say about Summer Iris is, oh wait, I forgot to mention she was complicit in collaborating with Piper Rockelle. Let's take a look at her response to the BOP house and Piper Rockelle drama.
Gaslight me into not get to gaslight me into not feeling a way that I get to feel. Oh, why are you crying? You're being so No, I'm gonna cry.
Okay, first of all, I wasn't gaslighting you. I was just saying that I think it is ridiculous to start crying, set up a camera, pull the light out, and record yourself crying. But that's besides the point. Joy, I really do understand the point that you are making, but in making that point, you are invalidating my point, and you are also being hypocritical yourself, because you did collab with Aishah and her kids. The BOP house itself never invited Piper to a collab. This was not a BOP house collab. Sophie and Aishah just happened to run into her at the mall, so we figured we might as well collab with her while she's in town. The bottom line is that you could have acted mature and texted any one of us and told us how you were.
Alright, so let's address a few things here from the response because I don't even know how to organize this since it's clearly just a very messy response from both sides, so I'm just gonna barf it all out. First of all, the fact that the BOP house collaborated with Aishah and her kids is just downright despicable. Again, I will keep repeating this throughout the video. No minor should ever be involved in the promotion of adult content. Just because Joy did it doesn't mean that gives you the right to do it as well. That makes you, I should say, hypocritical. Second of all, you literally said, oh no, it's not a BOP house collab. It was only 3 of members out of the 8, or now 7. Sophie, Aishah, and me. It's not the entirety of the BOP house, just 3 out of the 7-8 members of the BOP house. It's no big deal. I can see how your lobotomized brain worked there, Summer. I can see how it worked. Thank you so much for the insight. You've enlightened me. I've achieved enlightenment. Third of all, you just so happened to see her at the mall. Now, I ain't no Sherlock Holmes, but I don't think your house is a mall. I'ma be for real with you all. And also, fourth of all, I just realized this while writing. I'm honestly kind of insulted that you have the audacity to wear a cross on your neck while lying in front of the Lord himself. And fifth of all, let's just say you ran into each other in the mall. You still decided to collaborate with her. At the end of the day, you were complicit in bringing Piper Rockelle into the BOP house, and the fact that you lied by saying you just so happened to meet her at the mall, even though you heavily considered bringing her into the BOP house to collaborate beforehand is just poetic. It's just amazing, and in my opinion at least, makes you complicit in trying to cover up what really happened. Which, it's pretty obvious, ain't no one gonna deny that you group of baboons decided to bring her into the BOP house. Like, it's right there, it's right there. Now we're covering Julia Filippo. And on top of that, you keep doing collabs with Camilla Araujo's brother. It's honestly kind of disturbing the amount of times you've done a video with Camilla's brother. And it's been years since he's been hinting at the idea of liking you. That is just downright creepy and predatory. Like, am I the only one who thinks that's really weird? And again, I'm not saying that you're gonna be molesting this kid. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying it looks really weird that you just keep collaborating with this kid. Aw, piss, this video is getting really long, but I gotta push on so that way I can make sure that every single person here gets taken down. And speaking of which, let's talk about Alina Rose faking her pregnancy. Yippee! But anyways, credit, or lack thereof credit, also goes to FaZe Sway for helping her fake this pregnancy. Both of you guys suck. I thought that Alina Rose was a horrible person after cheating on Sway by throwing it back to her boyfriend's friends, but now on top of you guys not even putting in the effort to fake a pregnancy as well, this is just an insult to my lack of intelligence. Shout out to Twitter user LuzioFPS for making me aware of this. I found one of the stock images, and it's like really easy to find. It was like on the front page of Google and everything. Actual freaking troglodytes. At least AI generate an ultrasound or something like that. I don't know, this is lazier than my videos, and I feel like I put more effort into rambling than you do. And yeah, to be fair, it is April 1st. It was definitely probably a prank. But a prank's supposed to be funny, and either way, imagine if it was any other day. Faking a pregnancy for a prank is still disgusting regardless, because you're pretending like you're bringing life into this world. You are misrepresenting a medical scenario that many women, many mothers go through, many hard-working mothers go through, and by faking the pregnancy, you are misrepresenting real pregnant people out there, and kind of just using that topic as a subject to get engagement on your dying platform. It's messed up regardless of whether or not it was a prank. Another thing that I want to talk about for Alina Rose is that she allegedly defended Bonnie Blue for sleeping with 1,051 men in 24 hours, saying that it's completely fine since she's just doing what she's got to do to make that bag. Let me tell you right now why that's absolutely disgusting. She's having sex with 1,000 men, and I'm sure none of them ate strawberries before having sex with her, so I'm pretty sure it smells like a Vietnamese grocery store in there. Without the AC too, it's rotting in there. It's a disgusting act that defiles her as a human being and reduces her to a living sex object. And on top of that, if even one of those guys among the first 500 had an STD, congratulations, you just gave 500 other people an STD just because of how much franken beans you've stuffed in your mouth like a chipmunk. And this is the person that Alina Rose was defending. But I don't think she even means it herself, if I'm going to be honest. And at the very least, in my opinion, I think that Alina Rose has been brainwashed into thinking that prostitution is an empowering thing. I think that Alina Rose has been roped into this delusion that e-hoes get so much more money, and money is power, therefore selling your body for 800 Robux is empowering, that's genuinely not the case. Wearing scantily clad clothing for the equivalent of 2 Carl's Jr. breakfast burgers is not empowering. You are actively feeding into the disgusting desires that a part of the patriarchy or the matrix or the empire or whatever you're fighting against desires. And by the way, just a disclaimer, the boys that pay for her OnlyFans, you can't blame the guys here. Like, you're the one that's providing the means to do it at the end of the day. So, at the end of the day, it's not entirely the guy's fault. You also share a fault in this, but you don't accept it. And this is probably going to be really messed up, so if y'all want to upend my career, clip the following of what I'm going to say right now. Now's the time to start recording. But anyways, Alina Rose is genuinely pathetic. And I don't care about how the others decided to become a bop, but I want to hone in on Alina Rose's story specifically, because it is just really sad and pathetic how she has lived her life, and shows how detrimental to one's health it is to be a part of something as promiscuous as the Bop House. Very soon after Alina turned 18, she went into being a stripper, and that's just kind of sad, honestly. I don't know if she started stripping for her family or what, but at the very least she could have tried going to school or something. I don't know the entirety of her economic background, but she even said that the reason why she started her career as someone can wank their willy to is because she was broke, and that she was doing all this for money. And again, there's no problem with making as much money as she did during the things that she's done. In fact, prostitutes do what they have to do because they need to do it in order to survive. And if done properly and safely, I have no problem with. But the problem here is that this is an avenue she immediately took. Instead of maybe suffering now for success and happiness down the line in like college or something like that. And she's been rushing things too much, and immediately went to the option of being a stripper instead of exploring other avenues like education or even starting a business selling other things or something like that. I don't know. It just feels like she wanted to be a stripper just because she was money hungry, and I can't really flush out my ideas here without tons of hearsay, but it's honestly just pathetic how she immediately resorted to becoming a sex worker rather than exploring other avenues to preserve her dignity at the very least as a human being. Alright, last but not least, we have Joyce May. We are finally back. Thank the Lord, I'm finally done. The reason why I include her, even though she left the BOP house, was because she started the Asian BOP house. So, she's still in my crosshairs, and now I would love to have an Asian girlfriend as much as the next guy, assuming the guy next to me is also, Asian as well. But I have a bone to pick with this fish market over here, so with that being said, let's continue on. Apparently, one of the first people that Joyce May invited to the Asian BOP house is her cousin. What in the hair gel, water well, fishy smell, 0-star hotel, blue hell is this idea? Again, you are bringing on your family member to help do sex work for you. That's all types of wrong, man. Sex work with your family is just borderline incest because you're doing sexual acts with the help of your family. That is objectively gross. It borders incest, and that's a border no one should ever go near. And sorry to disappoint you guys, but that's all I really have on Joyce May. I can't really find anything else on Joyce May for some reason. So, I mean, if you guys want to, like, do your own research, then be my guest. I don't really know what else I can talk about for her. And we're done. We're finally done. It took me, like, almost 2 hours. It took me like an hour and 40 minutes to record this entire thing. But anyways, yeah, I mean, I got school in like 5 minutes, so let's just close out the video. So yeah, that's all I really have to say overall. The BOP House has had a huge history of bringing on unsavory people, such as James Charles. Well, I mean, not like long, like that's really about it. That's all it really stops at for now. That's all I could really see. They also have a tendency to bring on minors into their private pages, and even sometimes just the BOP House, really. Yeah, every single one of these people is just really messed up. Don't watch these people anymore. Just let them die out. If you really want to stick it to them, just click not interested and move on. I'm not even joking. If you just click not interested, and like just don't watch them anymore, like they're gonna be falling off really quick. But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. Overall, my throat really hurts, so I'm probably gonna, like, take a break for now. And yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. Overall, thank you to the owner of Glow Auto Detailing for making the thumbnail for this video. Thank you to all my friends. Shout out to all my friends who helped me make the video. You guys are really nice people. I really appreciate you enough. I can't really express how much I appreciate you enough in words. But yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I did a lot of research into the BOP House, and yeah, I mean, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all have a good day. The next video is going to come out in 3 days, so that way I can, like, let my throat rest a little bit. But anyways, yeah, I mean, that's all I really have to say. I hope you all have a good day. Stay safe out there. Don't watch the BOP House anymore. They are a bunch of creepy mofos. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. I hope you all have a good day, and bye.